Welcome to NHL Hockey News Report, and I was supposed to do a video, and I did, and I even published it. You might have saw it for like a sec. And then I go play it just to see how it runs, and I'm like, where's the sound? And it didn't do it. So this is tape 2. And I saw, the microphone's off. I turned it on for the last video. I don't understand. I don't know why I turned it off. But, we're back, tape 2. And I'm sorry I didn't come in the afternoon. It's the evening. So, if you didn't see this now, maybe you see it tomorrow, alright? So, let's get into it. We're talking about the Colorado Avalanche and... I always said Chicago Blackhawks. And the Sharks. Okay. So, let's start with the Avalanche. What a great series they had here. You can really see what I mean here. Starting game 1 with Calgary, they got shut out and they learned from their lessons there. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to score. That's number 1, of course. But they changed their ways and they pounced on Calgary multiple times. After game 1, they pounced game 2, game 3, game 4, and game 5. Absolutely destroyed them in those games and never was able to come back in those games. And, the top 2 seeds in the East and West are clanked out of those playoff spots in the first round. So unfortunate for those 2 teams, Flames and Lightning, but it's nice to see other teams like Colorado and Blue Jackets make it to the second round. It's very cool to see that. So it's different. Alright, so the Avalanche did a fantastic job, I would say. Here, let me know in the comments below what you think about this screen. Recording my screen here and talking. I'm busy, so I won't be able to write on the board this week, but I will be doing other videos on the board hopefully next week. So thank you very much for enjoying here, but I think it's fun to do this too. Alright, let's talk here. So Rantanen has 5 goals in this playoffs. McKinnon has 3, and Matt Nieno has 2. What a great job by Rantanen and McKinnon beyond that first line, there, and a fantastic job there with them both there. Also, Nieno, pretty good too, I gotta say. You gotta give it to him also, for being that good guy. Also, points here. So, let's talk here. Rantanen with 9 points, and McKinnon with 8 points, and Barry with 5 assists with 5 points. Absolutely fantastic there. That's what you need for a team like this. It's just awesome because Rantanen is stepping up. And if you want to get to that second round, and not just that, to the conference final and to the final when the Stanley Cup, you need players, not just one, but many to step up. You might not know who they are, but when you find out, you say, thank you very much. And that's Barry right now. Stepping up, people might be, oh yeah, Barry, but people don't really talk. He's a good player, but people don't really talk about him. But you can really see how great he is. Moving on to goaltending here. Philip Grubauer played all the series with a 1.89 goals against average. Absolutely fantastic. When my tape 1, I talked about what he did last year and the end there in the season with the Capitals. Absolutely played fantastic. Then he played game 1 and game 2, starting it off, and they lost because of Grubauer, a little of it. And then he took the rest and went all the way to the Stanley Cup. Not that easy, but it was tough, but they got there. But Grubauer learned from his mistakes, as you probably could say here. I'm sure he learned from Holtby, seeing how he went through the ropes and his emotions and how he went through things series by series and round by round. Really thinking, I'm sure he really learned from Holtby, and, now you can take the experience and use with the Avalanche. Alright, let's look at key players I thought that was really really good this series. Alright, we're going to start with Comfort is pretty good, J.D. Comfort. You have to also give it to Landeskog also for what he has done to being that captain leading the team. We talked about McKinnon, too. Niano we talked about. Of course, we talked about too. And Colin Wilson scoring that goal in that last game too was very important for these Avalanche to really come together. It does not matter if you have the best team in the world like the Tampa Bay Lightning. You could have a player that scores 10 goals or 10 points in a season, and they could be the difference maker in the playoffs, just like Devontae Smith-Pelly from the Washington Capitals last year. Also looking on defense here, of course, Barry, like I talked about. Gerard has been out, so who stepped up? Cal McCall. Here we go. He has 1 goal, 1 assist, and he's like a +4. Let's see. He also, yes, he is. So it's very good to know that because he has done a fantastic job, I would say, coming into these playoffs and taking the job over and making sure he does a fantastic job to take out the Flames. And talking about second round here too. And Grubauer, like I said, fantastic also that we talked about before. All right, now let's move on to the Sharks. Where are they? Sharks beat Vegas. As you can know, they have beat them Game 7 with a comeback there to defeat the Vegas Golden Knights with that 5-minute major. Absolutely just teared up the Vegas Golden Knights in those 10 minutes and in an OT. But just talking about here, Logan Couture with 6 goals, Hurdle with 6 goals, LeBang with 2 goals. For points, 9 points for Carlson, 8 points for Couture, and 8 points for Hurdle. And in goal, this is where it falls apart a little. They need the changes in the second round against the Avalanche if they want to win. Looking here, Martin Jones with a 320 goals against average, Aaron Dell with a 333 goals against average. You can see the difference here. And this is what they can score, the Sharks. And they have good depth from forwards to defense. It's just the problem is, you need a good goaltender. You can have Burns, you can have Carlson, but you got to stop some pucks, okay? A goaltender needs to stop pucks. A defenseman's not going to stop all the pucks or block shots. You know what I mean? They can't be a goaltender because they're defending, you know? Sometimes they might feel like they have to, and they might make some goalie saves almost sometimes, but they're not going to be a goalie. You got to be the goalie, right? Martin Jones and Aaron Dell, they need to step it up in the second round on, they say, they said Friday, so they need to really step it up for Martin Jones to think about that. All right, let's move on to players that I thought was really good this series. Couture, of course, fantastic, like I talked about. Goodwill scoring that OT winner in Game 7. That must feel really good. And that might pump him up for that second round and really make him feel amazing. Let's talk about Hurdle, scoring a lot, like I said. Evander Kane, another great guy who puts on the depth. Fantastic, too. LeBang, of course, fantastic also, like I say. Timo Meier, a young player who's learning through the playoffs, but also is taking it in to see how to score. And then you have Gustas Nyquist, who's a really good goal scorer. So they picked up at the trade deadline, and this would help him in the second round. And not just in the first half, in the second. Joel Thornton, for that great, just helping out the young players. They have a couple great young players like Timo Meier and all of them. So he will really just be that guy. Be like, all right, don't worry. We get this team together. And Aaron Dell and Jones. All right. I think they're going to go Game 6. Sharks. All right. See you next video. Bye.